Have you ever wondered what it feels like to give away money? Meet John, a successful entrepreneur who had spent the better part of his life building a business empire. His relentless pursuit of success had yielded him more wealth than he could ever have imagined. But despite his financial triumph, something was missing. A sense of fulfillment, a sense of purpose beyond the accumulation of wealth. The idea of giving away a significant portion of his wealth started as a whisper in the back of his mind. It was a thought that he often dismissed, attributing it to the fanciful whims of his heart. But the whisper grew louder, and soon enough it was a roar he could no longer ignore. John was filled with apprehension. He had fears, doubts, and questions. What if he needed the money later? What if his business faced a downturn? What if his decision was met with criticism or misunderstanding? But amidst these fears there was a ray of hope, a beacon of light that shined through the fog of uncertainty. John realized that his wealth was not just about him. It was about the difference he could make, the lives he could touch, and the change he could bring. He understood that his wealth was a tool, a means to an end, and not the end itself. Yes, he had worked hard for his fortune, but he also recognized the role of luck, opportunity, and the support of others in his journey. His decision to give away his wealth was not an impulsive one. It was rooted in deep introspection and thoughtful consideration. He wanted his resources to be a catalyst for change, a force for good. He wanted his actions to inspire others, to convey the message that giving was not just about charity, but about responsibility and compassion. And so, John embarked on his journey of generosity, unsure of what lay ahead. But he was certain about one thing. His decision was not just about giving away money. It was about embracing a new perspective, a new way of life, and a new understanding of wealth and success. As John began to donate his money, something unexpected happened. John had always been a pragmatic man, living his life by the principle of cause and effect, but when he started to give away his money, he witnessed a change that he couldn't quantify with dollar signs or percentage points. It was a change within himself. He started to see a spark of joy in his life, a feeling that was more gratifying than any material possession he had ever acquired. The joy was not fleeting like the excitement of a new purchase. It was deep, resonating, and enduring. It was the joy of knowing that he was making a difference, that he was bringing a smile to someone else's face, that he was alleviating someone else's burden. It was the joy of empathy, the joy of love. And as he continued to give, he began to receive something in return. Not in the form of money or goods, but in a form that was far more priceless. He received gratitude. He received heartfelt thanks from those he helped. But more than that, he received a sense of fulfillment, a sense of purpose. He found that the act of giving was not just about the receiver, but equally about the giver. It was about the human connection it forged, the bonds it strengthened, the love it spread. Giving away his money also made John reevaluate his values and priorities. He began to understand that the value of money was not in its accumulation, but in its use. He learned that the true measure of wealth was not how much you have, but how much you can give. His perspective shifted from viewing money as a means to an end, to seeing it as a tool for change, a catalyst for goodwill. John realized that the act of giving had not only changed the lives of those he helped, but had profoundly transformed his own life. He discovered that generosity was not just a virtue, but a pathway to a richer, more fulfilling life, a life of purpose, of love, and of joy. And in the end, isn't that what we're all striving for? John realized that the act of giving had not only changed the lives of those he helped, but had profoundly transformed his own life. But the story doesn't end here. John's generosity had a ripple effect. Consider a small town where John's donation made a significant impact. The funds he generously provided were used to build a community center, a hub of activity and connection that had been sorely lacking. This place soon became a beacon of hope, where people could learn, play, and grow together. One of the town's residents, a young man named Paul, was deeply moved by this act of kindness. Seeing the difference John's donation made in his community, Paul was inspired to give back in his own way. He began volunteering at the community center, dedicating his time and energy to help others. In another corner of the world, John's donation helped a woman named Maria open a small bakery. This bakery not only provided Maria with a stable income, but it also brought a sense of joy and warmth to her neighborhood. Touched by John's act of generosity, Maria decided to pay it forward. Every week, she would set aside a portion of her baked goods to donate to the local homeless shelter. John's generosity didn't just stop with Paul and Maria. In fact, it created a ripple effect, touching the lives of countless individuals, families, and communities. Each person who was positively impacted by John's act of giving felt inspired to give back in their own unique way. They, in turn, created their own ripples of generosity, continuing the cycle of giving. This ripple effect, this chain of generosity, is a testament to the power of giving. It shows us that one act of kindness, one act of generosity, can create a wave of positive change that extends far beyond the initial act. It can inspire others to give, it can bring communities together, it can change lives. John's act of giving had sparked a chain of generosity that went far beyond what he could have ever imagined. So, what can we learn from John's story? Well, it's quite clear that John's journey embodies the essence of giving. We've seen how his generosity sparked a ripple effect, creating a wave of positivity and change that reached far beyond his immediate circle. His story is a testament to the power of giving and how it can bring joy, purpose, and positive change to our lives. It's important to remember that the act of giving is not just about the recipient. Sure, those on the receiving end benefit greatly, but let's not forget about the joy and fulfillment it brings to the giver. It's a two-way street. Moreover, John's story reminds us that our actions can inspire others. His generosity prompted others to give back, extending the ripple effect even further. As John discovered, giving away money can be a deeply enriching experience, not just for those who receive, but perhaps even more so for those who give.